If you're watching this video, you've probably got a R8 that doesn't work properly when you're talking to people on the phone and the seatbelt's plugged in. The chair forward all the way, bring it across, and you can see this guy out of the way. Right in there, you can just start to see the cable. It could be me just being impatient, but I was like, hang on, if I'm gonna unplug it, I might as well just cut it off. So I'm just gonna re-insulate these cables and so that they don't short. It's on the other side, the passenger side in Australia at least. Kick this guy down here. See if I can expose that cable again. Yep, so we've got the same thing there, so I'm gonna cut that off and then I'll test it out. The problem is actually on this seat belt. You can see those dots there. That's actually the microphone that's built in, and every time you plug this in, it switches to the seatbelt microphone rather than the one that's up the top. Disconnecting this seatbelt microphone is the secret to getting these working. It stays on the overhead one. I'm going to show you what I did to get it to work. The chair forward all the way, bring it across, and you can see this guy out of the way. Right in there, you can just start to see the cable. So that cable needs to get unplugged. So the first thing is trying to make sure that we can get that cable out of there. See that little guy down the bottom? That's the one that we got to disconnect on both sides. If we only disconnect from the driver's side, it will still remain as a default to go to the seatbelt mic. Let's try and pull that out. Electrical long nose pliers. So I am going to see if I can set this here. Okay, so I'm just going to get these in here. See if I can without wrecking everything. Someone on the forum said that you don't actually need to remove any trims. So I'm just going to see if I can get the plug out. It doesn't feel like it's going to come out. I don't want to rip the wires out. I don't want any faults to show. No. It's not coming out, so I'm going to have to remove this trim and go from there. So I have removed the trim, and now I am going to nice and softly try to find a loose plug. Try to find where this plugs into, where it goes down, and then disconnect that sucker. All the other guys on the forum made it sound very easy. So far, not so easy, in my opinion. I'll just try and remove this guy. Let's see if I can. Alright, so opening that up, it's obviously the microphone input. It's definitely running up here. And it thinks that it would be in here somewhere. Anyway, some more explanation. It could be me just being impatient, but I was like, hang on, if I'm gonna unplug it, I might as well just cut it off. So I'm just gonna re-insulate these cables and so that they don't short. And then I'm going to see if that fixes it up. I'm gonna do the same on the other side. Otherwise I'm gonna need to remove some of this carpet here, which I can do, it's just a bit of a pain. It's on the other side, the passenger side in Australia at least. Kick this guy down here. See if I can expose that cable again. Yep, so we've got the same thing there, so I'm going to cut that off and then I'll test it out. Okay, that did work, so all you have to do is cut those off. My suggestion though is to make sure that you test the car obviously with the seatbelt on to make sure that you've cut all the way through on both sides. And then just got to put the seatbelts back on and it works a-okay. I also have been running and using one of those Bovie into the back for the Bluetooth streaming for music and things like that. it's pretty good. So I think if you combine that with the fact that my phone will actually be able to take calls, and I believe the mic's back up here, so you'll be able to get your calls back. I'm pretty happy with the main unit for a little while.